startling numbers that you just shared.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I think about that, and everybody knows already the answers. I'm reading and it's like, those three. That's it. Either fear of rejection, and I forgot all of that. I've done all of that. Um, my question to you is, whose job is it to follow up? This is my favorite because I hear this quite often. Someone says, "Oh, I sent them the video, but they didn't call me back. Oh, I gave them this, that, and the other, but they didn't call me back. I don't know what happened to them." So I'm here to let you know that you are the professional. It is your job to follow up with them. They don't know what you're presenting, they don't know how great it is anyway. And it's not their job to chase you down to get their feedback, right? They might have even forgotten about it, or they didn't look at the video in the first place. Do you think they're going to call you and say, "I didn't look at the video"? Absolutely not. It is your job. So release that, because that part right there is also the emotion and a story you have put in your head. It's a way of avoiding the rejection that you think you might be getting too. It is not on that person to follow up with. It is your job to do that. That's what people expect. Think about when you're buying something. Do you expect to chase them down to give them money? Chase them down to book your trip? Oh, you get mad about that. What? They didn't call me back. And a little tip on that, especially when you're booking with clients, if you send the email with the quote, follow up and make sure they got the email. Don't just wait for them to contact you. It could be in spam, it could be in somebody else's email, it could be somewhere else, and you're waiting. But guess what? They're sitting there like, "Man, I never got that information from them." But you're waiting for them to call you. Just confirm, even if you're not, like not rushing them, but confirm that they got it. Does that make sense? It's your job as the professional in that. But that leads us into Director Rome. You got to have a system, right? You got to have a system. So, how are you keeping track of your follow up? Many times we say, okay, when you get started, create a list, right? You got people, you make calls. Are you making notes? And I would like to know, what are some of the systems or methods that people are using? I want you to go ahead and type it in the chat, that you are using to help with your follow up so that you don't forget. Are you using alarms in your phone? Are you missing simple calls? Are you, what's your system? Notebooks and alarms. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing calendars. I'm seeing excuse me, phone reminders, track spreadsheets. Director Rome, what do we say about this?
Well, I'm not sure if this is the right place to talk about it, but since we're talking follow up, and I love the fact that people put mine, but I really like even better when people say professionals, because professionals get paid. That's the end of the story. Professionals get paid. So if you're a professional, you are definitely setting up systems for three areas: for your clients. What is your follow up system for your clients? A lot of this is great because it's transferable. Everything that I'm seeing in the chat boxes, you'll be able to use this for your clients. Then you have your prospects on the Planet Marketing side. How are you tracking there? And then the one I think sometimes we forget about is the follow up with partners, particularly new partners. So I want you to think about this. If I start from the back, um, what is happening your first 30 days with your new partner should be a series of follow up. Let me say that again, a series of follow ups. So how are you setting that up? Um, I would talk to partners, period. What is your system to get back in touch with your goal builder or director who's helping you to grow? Because as professionals, it's a two-way street when we're partners. We have talked about in the last, or what was it, the Travel Tuesday? No, Travel Thursday, our travel talk last go around. We spent some time talking about following up with clients and why it's important. So before we start talking about it, I really would like to see in those three buckets, what are you doing right now? Or maybe what is a challenge for you? You know, why you can't or having some difficulties following up with your new partners or your partners. Because we definitely have the systems in place, right? So if you don't mind, Director Dawkins, can we see if there's anybody has put something in
Absolutely.
about what they do in in those three buckets?
Absolutely. In fact, they can raise hand, unmute
I
to
would love
share.
that better. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
yeah. Yeah, in the chat.
I,
It's going
I
fast at one point there, you know.
look, and I'll be I'll be the teacher or the good cop, bad cop, and I'll start calling on them if they won't say it. How's that? So yes, let's do this. Let's be interactive and share wisdom or things that are working well for you in your follow-up in one of the three buckets. Who wants to go and share some information? And
Director,
some of,
this is Stormy. Good night.
hello, Stormy.
I apologize for being a blank of a picture. I don't look the greatest, but I feel a lot better. I would say one of the things I found that's working, reaching out to my partners, especially my partners, is leaving a voice video message. When I call and don't get a response, or a text and I don't get a response, I find that they're responding to that a lot quicker. And I don't know if maybe it's a feeling that they feel obligated because it's not a voicemail. I've literally just left them a message like I'm talking to them via Marco Polo or whatever. So that's one of the ways that I've been using to reach out to my partners in my downline.
Okay, with some targeted, either, connecting with them, but really intentionally having some plans for them. I know we've talked about that.
Absolutely. I'm asking
Great.
them not only, it's not just how you doing? It's like, hey, how's it going? How's business? Is there anything I can do to help you out? Do you have any questions? Were you on the Zoom that I suggested last night? And if so, is there anything that I can help get answered for you? And I'm getting some responses. So yeah, it's all good.
Thank you.
Very good. I saw Kat Hines. She raised her hand, her virtual hand.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead,
I
Kat.
did. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Good evening. So one thing about what I do, I'm old school, so I'm pen to paper. And for prospects, I have a single prospect on each page of a notebook, and I document all of my contacts with them, whether it is, I sent them a text and they didn't reply. I called and left a message and they didn't call me back. I sent them some information, whatever it is, whatever my contact is with them, my reaching out, and a little bit about what happened there. So that way I can come back around, see what I did last time. And every Sunday when I'm making my plans for the week, I am keeping track of who I need to talk to. I learned at convention, shameless plug for convention, y'all, you gotta come. I learned during the class at convention about following up, the frequency of following up, and that I started to do that. So every week for a month, every other week for a month, and then every month until they tell me no. So I keep track of that as well, so that I know who I'm supposed to reach out to and when.
Great. A benefit to us about the follow-up is that it definitely separates you from other people. It definitely does. It establishes professionalism. It allows people to start building their relationship with you. And they'll say many people stop doing business or stop interacting because they don't feel like the company or the person cares about them. And so the fact that you have a system in place, or that we have a system in place, it really promotes people to stay connected to you in ways that they wouldn't normally do. Would you say something on that, Director Dawkins? Or can I just say this, follow up? How many times have you said people who, one, you see them in somebody else's organization? That's a painful, I mean, you're happy for them because they're in Planet, best place on the planet, but that's a painful little piece of dry something to swallow when you see someone that you did not follow up with. The second thing is, how many times have you heard people say, oh, is that what so-and-so's in? They didn't tell me about the Planet. They told me about how I could travel or do something else. So the fact that you have a system in place and you are treating your prospects with respect is going to show you some dividends.
Absolutely. As you were saying that too, what was coming to mind was do what you said you were going to do. It's as simple as that. It could be a casual, hey, I'm going to call you on such and such and talk to you about whatever. I know y'all haven't done this, but I have done that. Somebody at church, oh yeah, I'm gonna call you. And then I forgot. And then I didn't want to call because I forgot. And then more time goes by and it's like, oh my goodness. Well, now I'm too embarrassed to call because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And then guess what? Somebody else spoke to that person and they ended up at the meeting and they joined the team. They became a goal builder and I'm sorry, I digress. But my point is, it's happened to the best of us. When you are organized this way, when you are focused on following up, these kind of things won't pain you. You know, you you honor it when you do that. When you say you're going to call a partner back, do what you say you're going to do. And if you do miss it, go ahead and fall on your sword and admit it. Let's get this out of the way. I know I said I was going to call you Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It was last week. Whatever it was, go ahead and acknowledge that so y'all can move on and you can continue in that process and get better with it. We have all done that, but we want to get better, and it's all in this follow-up. I also want to talk about, people say, well, what do I say? It depends on the person. What conversations have you had before? What are they interested in? What were they interested in? And the other thing is, following up doesn't mean you're presenting to them every time you talk to them. Following up, if I have talked to you about the travel business and I have talked to you, my friends, I've talked to them over and over about it. When they hear my voice, they're already thinking travel. I don't have to bring it up. Have you ever been on the phone with someone and said, you know what, I'm just checking on them. And before you got off the phone, they were like, I hadn't forgot about that travel business. Right? You know what I'm talking about? That's because that's following up too. So even when you send a happy birthday, they're going to think travel because they know you're for travel, right? And that's what you want. But that counts as a follow-up because I'm telling you, people will come back. And when they are ready, they know that you're there. Are you still doing that thing? Are you still in the travel space? Absolutely, I am. Okay, well, I'm ready now. Well, let's sign up. So all of that is tied into the follow-up. And all of that is why we say the fortune is in the follow-up. Because if you don't do it, someone else will. And I've already told you the numbers. You're already at a B+ just by following up. something simple. And it might be, have a wonderful day today. It might be, hey, join our IMB today. Hey, it's different things, because you just never know what will tip the scales. In fact, that's a great visual. I think someone spoke about this years ago, and I can't even claim who it was. But think about a scale, like those justice scales, and you have the belief is down here. Well, each little pebble, each little touch is going to balance out that scale until it tips and they partner, or they become your client, or they refer somebody. But each little nugget dropping on, each little touch, each follow-up goes to bring up that belief a little bit more, bring up that trust a little bit more, bring them closer to making a decision. So you want to get good at it. Director Rowe?
I'm glad you ended on making a decision, because we've said this before, we are simply decision collectors, right? And you can't collect a decision if you're not in touch with somebody. The thing too to think about is when you follow up, excuse me, you get to be up to date on the info on where your prospect is in the whole process, because things could have changed. It helps them to see where they are in the decision. The decision might be, send me something about that compensation plan. Or if we were to refer to being on your IntelliTravel business, it is find out where the client is now that, let's say, they change their travel plans. But that doesn't mean that we just make some assumptions that they're not going to travel for another 8 years. So get some new information so that you can help them get a decision. You can insert yourself as the professional and share more info. You get to proactively identify problems. So before they're small, potentially, before they become mountains. And we're solution solvers. We're helping people find solutions. And so if you can hear early on what might be going on in your prospect, your partner, or your client's head by touching base, then you know all the various options that you can offer them. And that is a form of follow-up. It's engendering trust and rapport, and those are the cornerstones of our business. So everything that you can do to set yourself in the system to get your follow-ups done. I mean, I'm old school, Kat, they're in the calendar, and they go from appointments. Those are quote hot, you're working with somebody and clearly you have an appointment before you get off the phone or meet them in person soon. Or, I'm scheduling time on every Thursday or whenever it is, because they're not hot prospects or hot partners or hot clients. They're people that I know that I need to start working my list of who I need to follow up. So I've designated a time. Now, everybody can do different things, but for some of us, we just are finding the best method of finding the system. So it allows us to be very effective in our follow-up. And all we have to do is follow up 2 or 3 more times, and we'll move off that B plus, and we'll be A pluses. And we can teach our people, our partners, how to be A plus folks.
I love it. I love it. It's what is it? Simple but not easy, because we get distracted. But it is simple. It really is. And I encourage you to take the time to do this, because you're part-time. You're working. You got a full-time job. You got full-time families. You've got full-time ministry. You've got other things going on. So the more organized you are in this state, the more you can follow up quickly and get that from there, as opposed to, again, where am I? What am I supposed to be doing? That is critical. Okay, so one more participation. I think we have a little time here. One more participation thing here. what do you appreciate most about following up? When you have or when you haven't, what did you get from following up properly, I should say? Can you just share an opportunity, a time where it went smoothly and it was because you followed up? And you can just go ahead and speak because we've got several pages and I don't want to miss anyone. So if you unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am. I see April.
Hi, everybody. Well, I just wanted to, definitely builds confidence. You know, it definitely builds confidence when you follow up with, you know, a client. And like in what you all were saying early, it lets them know, you know what, this person is professional. You know, she really is interested, you know, in me, and it allows them to want to hear what you have to say, especially if you follow up and they say, oh, you know what, can you call me back in 30 minutes? And then you follow up and call them back in 30. You're like, man, she really called me back in 30 minutes.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, basically, that is what I wanted to share is it's something that we all know, but it does build confidence. And then and then when it becomes routine, it just, you know, with the follow-up skills that you have, as far as, I love the fact that she was talking about the video chat. That I like that. The video chat, whether we're doing the notebook with our cell phone, setting up an alarm, you know, to call them at a certain time or day. All of those are definitely, you know, definitely beneficial. But yet that's what I wanted to share this evening is
Thank you,
really
April.
builds confidence.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And she touched on it. Do what you say you're going to do. Call back in 30 minutes. Okay, call back in 30 minutes. You know, agreeing to that. I also saw Grace's hand was up. Did you have a comment as well?
I did. Um, I think that initiating the follow up really helps close out for that prospect, because whether you're getting a yes or you're getting a no, you know where that person stands and you can move on to and put your attention to the next person. So I really don't like leaving open ended prospects. So I really like to get an answer from them and in a good amount of time for them to decide what they would want to do.
Cool, cool, cool. Great. All right. Anyone else? Well, Director Rome, any closing comments from you? Because I want
I'm
to.
going to be transparent and fall on my sword because you were a businesswoman enough to say it. I have not followed up so badly on a person that I've been like Scarlett O'Hara, and I'm like, I'm not even think about that anymore. I have just completely written them off. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. It's not a comfortable feeling, and we don't have to be like that. So I guess I would say embrace the follow-up is what I would say. Embrace it. Find the best way for it to work for you, because there are nothing but upsides. Let me say that again. There's no downsides. There's nothing but upsides to your pursuing or investigating, so that you can get enough information to make a good choice decision for your business and the person that you're looking to help, whether that is your new partners, or it is clients that you're going to have a great, amazing, memory that you're going to create with them, or it's those prospects. And this is a great way for us to, what we always say, posture up. It's a great way to have posture. And in small little steps about the follow-up, your posture, your shoulders go back. When you pick up the phone, it's not heavy, because you know what you're doing is simply, making sure that the person on the other end of the line knows what it is that you're offering and how you can help them. So, and if I'm going to say a challenge, which you know I'm going to challenge all of us, including myself, to track back last week, because you all have a calendar and you're working from lists, and see who was dropped or fell through the cracks or the canyon, whatever it was. Go figure out what that was, because you have time to rectify it. And then track yourself this upcoming week, because your consciousness is at a different level, and see what it does for you, for your business and your confidence. Thank you very much, Director Dawkins, for having me on here. I took notes myself while we were talking, because I'm going to be putting them into action myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. It's empowering. You can go to the next level by mastering that follow-up. It really, really is true. The fortune is in the follow-up, and you're rewarded for it. I mean, it just works out that way. So I accept the challenge. I accept the challenge. I'm sure somebody fell through the cracks. We'll go find them. All right. I have a couple of announcements, and then goal builders, I am coming your way. So get ready with the new people on the team and any promotions that we have for this week. Just hot off of the press, I'm going to actually read this because I just got this information. We have a unique opportunity this coming Saturday. There is going to be an international inspirational morning vitamin Saturday morning, 8 a.m. with Mr. Donald Bradley. Really, really excited about that. You'll start seeing the buzz. So Saturday morning, 8 a.m., international IMV. We'll see what that is. And that is going to be yeah, that's going to be huge, huge, huge. It is a Zoom. It is a Zoom, just so you know. It's a Zoom meeting, not the calls that we have Monday through Friday. It is a Zoom meeting, and we'll post that, we'll share that, we'll promote that, and get us on that. So I'm excited about that. And this is great because this is the 5th Saturday. We didn't have, we didn't have anything with corporate going on at that time. And then, of course, we'll still have Shedrick White's Saturday morning leadership at 9 a.m. But very special, maybe one-time event. We don't know, but we'll be there. So that's the announcement for this. And okay. So I want to open up for the goal builders, and I'm going to get started because I have someone underneath my goal builder sign that I need to congratulate. This is Miss Corel Winter, and she has 4 new business partners since last Thursday. So we want to welcome Sabria Thomas from Jamaica, St. James, Jamaica. We want to welcome Amber Gail Grandison from Kingston, Jamaica. We want to welcome Monique Price from Kingston, Jamaica, and Shelly Haddon from Falmouth, Jamaica. And that, of course, makes Corel a bronze builder. We want to congratulate her on that. Yes, the Caribbean is the Caribbean takeover, right? All right, who's next?
Hi, it's Kat Hines again. I am excited to welcome to the team my newest business partner, who, by the way, I have been following up with since January of 2019. Do not stop, guys. It is possible. Dana Barnes from Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Oh, congratulations.
Awesome. All right. Who else?
Director Dawkins.
Yes, ma'am. Renee Creighton.
Yes, Renee Creighton from Monroe, Georgia. I would like to welcome my newest business partner, who I put on my calendar. She said, well, call me January 25th and I will sign up. And she did just what she said. Davina Guthrie from Conyers, Georgia, by way of Jamaica.
All right. Who else do we have? Anyone, any others? All right. Okay, okay. Well, I want to welcome all of our new partners and congratulations on all of the promotions as well. I'm seeing the momentum picking up, picking up. I love it. I love it. I encourage you really focus on your business. I'm telling you, if you apply what we're teaching and then share it with your team, and it'll make you stronger. It'll make you grow. This business will definitely take care of you and help you in reaching the goals that you have forth for yourself, you put forth for yourself. So I am just excited. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to help as much as I can. So I just want to thank all of you. Any other announcements that need to be made? Directors that are on here, Sandy Myrick, Dorian Joyner, anything else I need to share? Or you need to, no, you're shaking. No, nothing. Director Joyner, anything?
I just want to say it was a great training tonight, very responsible. And, speaking of the follow up, Tonda Seasway initially showed me the presentation, but she didn't follow up. And so I ended up in another line. Just kidding.
I love it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just, Dorian, did you have anything else of value to add? Okay. What I did want to share, and I think we should just keep repeating it, let it reverberate. I know Mr. Bradley had told us, spoken to us, this convention in Dallas is more than just a convention. It's really a celebration of life. That's what I took away when he was talking about. It is a celebration. We have gone through a lot. We have grown, we have developed, we have done a lot, relationships. And so please make sure that obviously you all are going to be there, but make sure your new partners, especially in their first 30 days, that they have the opportunity to get it at the price point that we offer, because we really don't want people to not make it. And people don't know what they don't know until they get there. And those of us who've been there, we really are making sure, let's go ahead and get there. Let's have it in mounting numbers to be at convention. So that's my message today.
I'm really glad you said that, because I want to expound on that a little bit more, because I do know that people have some reservations. You're thinking, oh my goodness, maybe this isn't, going to be finished by then. So here's the thing, two things. First of all, I will let you know, and Mr. Donald Bradley is not putting us in danger. If we get down to August and it's just not clear, trust and believe he will take, just like he did this last time, he will take it off the table. That's first of all. But second of all, understand we're moving into another era right now. And depending on what part of the country you're in, you're seeing different things, different openings for this. Of course, everybody knows the vaccine is starting to roll out, but what you might not realize is there are big events that are starting to happen. And what they're doing, at least for like the sporting arenas, they are giving rapid testing to see when you show up to the game whether you have COVID. So people are able to, within 20 minutes, be tested, and then that way they can guarantee that nobody inside of the event has it. So that technology and that advancement is coming out. And now we're talking about really 8 months, 7 months later. So if we have to have something like that to secure whatever it is that it takes, I'm saying that to say, go ahead and make plans for being there. You will not, lose your money or anything like that. We are going to be responsible, but it is going to be a celebration. Can you imagine being able to hug everybody again? You know, I'm looking forward to it. It is going to be a celebration, and you do want to be there, and you want to have put in the work so that you are celebrated and walking across the stage, and people see that, man, during this pandemic, you were working, recognized for what you are, you know, what you've accomplished. I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a family reunion. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. So go ahead, go in your back office. You can register back there for it and let your partners know. We definitely want to promote that. So, all right. Yay, I see I'm registered. All right, very good, very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually all I have for tonight, this evening. I thank you so much. I appreciate you for spending your time, for sharing your lives, and for building your dreams with me. Have a fantastic evening. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Night,
you.
good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, good night, good night, good
Night,
night.
Selena.
Good night, Joy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night, night.